right, hi everyone. We are going to work on the lesson practice for lesson 71, which is division answers ending with 0. All right, so we're on page 498 and 499 in your textbook. So the textbook says, sometimes division answers end with a 0. It is important to continue the division until all the digits inside the division box have been used. All right, so let's try A on lesson practice. So we're going to do in our math notebook, lesson practice, page 499, and we'll start with A. Okay, so A says 120 divided by 3. All right, so 3 goes into 12 how many times? 3 times what is close to 12 but not bigger than 12? So that would be 4. 4 times 3 is 12. When we subtract, we get 0. Okay, but we're not finished because we haven't used this 0 down here. So we're going to bring down this 0. And we ask ourselves, okay, 3 goes into 0 how many times? And that would be 0 times. Okay, so then we do 0 times 3 is 0, and we subtract and we get 0. So that means that 120 divided by 3 is 40. Okay, so let's try B. Okay, B is 240 divided by 4. Okay, so 4 goes into 24, or 4 times 6 is 24. 6 times 4, 24. We subtract, we get 0. But remember, we're not done yet. We have to bring down this other 0. 4 goes into 0 how many times? Well, 0. 0 times 4 is 0, and we subtract, we still have 0. Okay, and let's try C. Okay, 152 divided by 5. All right, 5 goes into 15 how many times? That would be 3. 3 times 5 is 15. And when we subtract, we get 0, but we're not done because we still have this digit here. So we have to bring it down. And 5 goes into 2 how many times? Well, that would be 0. 0 times 5 is 0. And 2 minus 5, or excuse me, 2 minus 0 is 2. So this is 30, remainder 2. All right, let's try D. Okay, D is 121 divided by 4. So we ask ourselves, how many times does 4 go into 12? And that's 3. 3 times 4 is 12. When we subtract, we get 0, but we're not finished because we have to bring down this 1. Okay, how many times does 4 go into 1? Well, 0. 0 times 4 is 0, and when we subtract, we get 1. So the answer is 30, remainder 1. All right, let's try E. And E is 91 divided by 3. How many times does 3 go into 9? Well, that's 3. 3 times 3 is 9. When we subtract, we get 0, but we're not finished because we still have to bring down 1. Okay, how many times does 3 go into 1? 0 times. 0 times 3 is 0. And when we subtract, 1 minus 0 is 1. So our answer is 30, remainder 1. Okay, for F, we have 41 divided by 2. How many times does 2 go into 4? Well, that's 2. 2 times 2 is 4. We subtract, we get 0, but we're not finished because we have to bring this 1 down. How many times does 2 go into 1? Well, that would be 0. 0 times 2 is 0. And then 1 minus 0 is 1. So F is 20, remainder 1. And we have one more. G says, the employees in the shipping department of a company loaded 538 boxes into a total of 6 rail cars. They put about the same number of boxes into each rail car. About how many boxes are in each rail car? Okay, so we need to do 538 divided by 6. All right, how many times does 6 go into 53? That would be 8. 8 times 6 is 48. When we subtract, we have to borrow, and we would get 5. And then we have to bring down the 8. Okay, 6 goes into 58. How many times? That would be 9. 9 times 6 is 54. Okay, and when we subtract, we get 4. So it would be 89, remainder 4. Okay, so it says, explain how you found the answer. So it says about how many boxes are in each car. So we've got 89, remainder 4. So we could put about 89 or 90 because there's some left over. So some cars might have 90 and some cars might have 89. All right, and that's the lesson practice.